Everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, y'all. Hey, we're back. Like your this month utility bills. Now, let me ask you a question. And this is just me. Are they sending bills twice a month now? I mean, I know we're not behind. Are we behind?
Absolutely not.
Okay, so we're not behind. So it just seems like every bill, everything is moving in abundance right now. Okay, everything ain't moving in abundance, but a lot of stuff. Okay, I'll take for instance my grass. The grass, I cut the grass one day. 2 days later, it has abundantly grown. Okay, so you take and I wash the car. An hour later, it's dirty again. So the abundance of pollen, I don't know. Everything just seemed to be just growing. And I'm turning around looking at the bills. And so they show up and you get your bill. This is your, I don't know. It's almost like they don't trust you to live or something. I'm going to go ahead and just send your July bill. So in case you opt out. I don't know, man. I'm trying to figure this thing out. This thing is getting crazy. And so what I'm going to do is do my best, people. But I just check the dates. And if I ain't in that month, well, they got to send it early. So you can make sure you pay it. But they ain't got to send, well, they just send them at one time. Send your May and June bill at the same time. So you just, I don't know, people. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do my best. Only thing I'm saying is the more work you seem to be putting in, the more work you got to put in. And it's like nothing don't stand still for a while. I don't know. But y'all, okay, I agree. It could be our geographical area. It could be that. Because some of y'all out in Arizona, y'all grass bald-headed. Because the sun just don't burnt it up. I mean, y'all, Arizona, y'all just don't get no clouds. Clouds just skip right over the state of Arizona. And then I hear people from there say something like, when they be talking like, it's 120 degrees. I'm like, 120? I mean, that's when people just baking.
It's real hot.
Yeah. But then y'all say something like, well, it's a different heat. It's dry heat. What's the difference between dry and wet heat? I mean,
You said heat is heat.
yeah. So
I guess the dry heat feels more stuffy, I would think. Like that sauna kind of heat.
no, because Arizona people, they be out there at 120 degrees and walking around as if it's just a good day.
Well, that's because they're used to it.
What kind of people are y'all?
If you grew up in Arizona, then you're used to that kind of heat.
So what y'all skin already being Teflon? Well, so I guess it would say our climate because we get a mixture. So you get a mixture of weather, and so it's just, I don't know, it's conducive for grass to grow. But I'm just tired of everything being in abundance, but what's supposed to be in abundance. And if it is in abundance, the things that I'm talking about, I want more abundance. So, man, look, I'm tired. I need a vacation.
Just gonna let you talk. You know, I'm getting ready. Miss Donna getting ready to enjoy her breakfast.
I need a vacation, people.
We'll get one soon enough.
I mean, I just need a vacation, Donna. And I don't mean this the wrong way, but like a vacation. Because if I get a vacation from work, then you are always working.
Not if we go out of town. So, take me out of town.
But you always have me working.
Not if we're out of town. That's why I said take me out of town then.
But now you got to drive.
It's always something to do at home. Not if we fly. It's always something to do at home, baby.
You find it for me, Donna. Why can't I just...
I find it for us. Baby, you act like I don't do anything. You
do
act like
everything.
I'm just telling you what to do. If it's something I can do, I do without you.
Matter of fact, here's the thing she want to do. It's a good thing. She want to cut her grass.
Oh, you tell the backyard because I'm not allowed to think about touching the front yard.
So she was, and I honest to God, I don't know the name of the. Remember back in the day when you had a lawnmower that had 2 wheels, and you just pushed it, and it was manual.
And the blades turned to cut the grass.
And it just cut it. Now, for some reason, back in that was like back in the what, the 70s. Yeah, like the 70s. Now, Donna gonna try to tell me that her grandma had a Tesla lawnmower. She said you had to plug it up and then you ran it. Donna, they just got to these Tesla lawnmowers. So she talking about plugging them up and then it
My
automatically.
grandma had a lawnmower that you plugged up.
Donna, that would be a Tesla mower. And
Well, my grandma had a Tesla mower.
Donna, there was no lawnmower that was back then. It had 2 wheels or 4.
Sir, I don't remember all of that. I just remember she had to plug it up and had that long cord.
That you cut the grass with?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we ain't have one, Donna.
I mean, you plugged it up like you did a vacuum cleaner and you cut the grass.
Did y'all have a vacuum cleaner lawnmower that y'all had to cut? Man, listen at this. Okay, we had the one with 2 wheels and the little blades that was kind of twisty, and we just you pushed it and it cut the grass. She talking about theirs plugged up. Now, I don't care where you grew up in the projects or the government and condo program. I can promise you, somebody had it. So I never see nobody with because they're going to show off. They're going to show off their thing in the project. So if they had the Tesla lawnmower, they're going to come outside and, most of the time you don't cut your grass in the project. You got to sweep your grass.
Maybe you lived in the projects, but y'all didn't cut your grass. You didn't have to cut the grass because maintenance did it. Did you have to cut grass when you were in the projects? Were you responsible for your own little piece of grass? No.
You know what? You know a lot about the projects not that ever had lived there. I don't know. Now that you say that, we didn't have a lawnmower.
Thank you.
And we didn't have to cut our grass.
Thank you.
Huh. So where did you get your Tesla mower from? Your grandma lived in the projects, don't so she would have cut her grass too.
That's why I said my grandma must have been, my grandma must have been in the bougie projects.
Where they don't cut your grass, but
where they had their own little piece of grass in the front, and they had to cut their grass.
Well, what's
not the projects where everybody was living on top of each other.
Well,
she had some pretty little grass in the front that they had to cut.
None of our projects lived on top of each other.
Well,
they was what do you call the houses that side by side, but they're one unit?
Like a duplex?
Duplex. We had duplex, not duplexes, but like condos. Because there was condos. You ain't gonna tell me they were condos, because the duplex is like you go into the same hallway and then you got a left and right.
It was.
Down there was condos because you had your own porch and then
you wanted that project to be a condo.
It was though. It was condos. The bus ran through our condos. You got on the city bus.
Ooh, you wanted them projects to be a baby. They could be your condos it doesn't matter. You had a roof over your head.
And it was upstairs too. So our condos had upstairs and downstairs. There wasn't nobody living over us, jumping around and stuff like that. So you wasn't there. Okay.
I just said okay.
Okay, go Google it.
You're real sensitive about the governmental condo program.
Well, my thing is, you act like it wasn't what I said it was, Donna. Santa Claus came down. My mama used to tell us when it was. I asked my mama one day, so serious. I said, Mom, I want to ask you a question. How is Santa Claus gonna come and it ain't no snow?
Because he wouldn't need to be in a sled.
Yeah. They act like I was crazy when I was little. She talking about he gonna drive his Cadillac. I said, man, this is the type of stuff that I gotta go.
Did you believe it?
No, I ain't believe Santa Claus. Can you see Santa Claus with a pimped out Cadillac with a reindeer on the hood on it? No, I'm not finna do this. I'm not finna do this. So I'm just saying.
So you didn't believe what she said? What did you say when she said that? You said, okay, Mom.
Well, you say what you're about to say, but keep your teeth in your mouth. You say, yes, ma'am. So what we did is, so that's what she said. That's what she gonna go with. So my thing is, no, for real. So no, but honestly, they were condos because they was side by side, and you got to realize the time that we were in.
And some like today they'll call those townhouses.
What's the difference?
You said yours were side by side and they had an upstairs and downstairs. Some
Yeah.
people call them a townhome.
Okay, government townhouse program. So we had a townhouse program.
The hood.
No, it wasn't the hood.
It was.
It was near the hood.
Baby,
no?
it's okay. Good stuff come out of the hood in the projects. I got you.
I'm trying to tell you, girl. That's
It's
what-
all right.
Sometimes I just wonder. Sometimes I wonder, what kind of man would I be if I didn't grow up in the projects?
You're resilient. You know how to survive. You know how to make a meal and make a way with the help of the Lord.
Let me tell you something.
That's why you do all these projects around here, because you learn how to do it.
That bucket of
Living in the project.
that bucket of peanut butter that they gave us.
Bucket.
Yeah, your peanut butter came in a bucket, and your milk came in a box. So if your box fell over, it didn't waste everywhere. You could just sweep it back up and put it back together. And so, and our bucket of peanut butter, and you should see, it was industrial.
It was industrial.
It was industrial. So it just a white tag that said peanut butter.
They didn't go through all the wasted ink with all them different colors and stuff.
So the thing is, but it was good because, like, okay, you needed sheetrock put up in your project. You just put some peanut butter on both ends and stick it, and it just did what it did. So I'm just saying.
You use the peanut butter for sheetrock mud.
Yeah, no, not mud, but like the glue that hold it together. So you put your wall up, and that's where it is. So those are some of the things that we experience. But the point I'm making is this, guys. Everything seemed to be going up or growing in abundance. Or, I mean, I'm looking at a lot more birds hanging out near the yard. What's that about? You feed them yet? She got some Cocoa Puffs. She trying to feed the birds. And the problem is, so here's what the problem is.
Them big black birds coming. I don't like them.
See, that's not right there, Donna. You shouldn't have said that. That right there might be on the edge of a social wrong.
What? You know them things look like big black crows or something.
I mean, they just should have said crows. Why you had to use?
Because they big and they black.
Donna, you know what?
They not brown.
They ain't green either.
I'm not supposed to say black.
Donna,
Blackity black.
Donna,
Black birds.
Donna, let me tell you something. Now you saying it with a negative connotation to that, as if they were hanging around here and you weren't gonna put no food out if they here.
That's probably what I just said. Because you remember that time I told you when you got home, I said, babe, I put that food out and all them blackbirds came. I don't want to feed them.
When I came home, they were sitting on the house. They were sitting on the house like it's really a hit job. I'm like, what in the world? I mean, you should have saw one. It looked like a pterodactyl.
No, sir.
That thing was sitting on top of me. I said, what in the world? And it's almost like they had tuition. I got out the car.
Listen.
And that bird looked at me like, oh, him.
I'm trying to feed.
I pulled up, the car was still going, and I jumped out and looked up at him like, this finna go
I want
down.
to feed the sweet little birds that be outside.
I saw one knocking on the window looking at the moon.
The sweet little bird. Let me go see if they outside singing to me now. Wait a minute. Let me see if they out here singing. Y'all hear? They sound like they may be at my neighbor's house right now, but they out here.
Were they singing?
They were a little bit. I think they were at the neighbor's house because they weren't as loud, but I could hear them. They heard them too. So them the kind of birds. Are you?
Do you want me to explain to you what was going on?
What you mean?
You said they was at the neighbor's house. They were singing.
They was a sweet bird.
That's what I mean when I say everything growing, but the prosperity where it needs to be. Them birds worked on their vocals, they practiced, and they came to sing to you. You want a free concert. Did you feed them?
Yes, those are the birds I want to feed.
You
That's
want
what
to
I'm
feed
saying.
You want to, Donna, but did you feed them?
Yes, I always feed them. I didn't feed them today.
Did your neighbor feed them?
I don't know.
Were they singing to the neighbor?
I just say it sounded like they may have been where they were.
Well, I'm just saying they could
Because
be.
they weren't right here on the fence or in the tree. But I heard them.
But you got a lot of food you can feed them.
Okay, and I am. So what's your point? I'm not feeding them big blackbirds.
But how can you know, Donna, who's gonna come to your buffet? You just throwing them out there.
When I put it in the front, then wait a minute, there go one.
One way.
A bird. I just saw him fly up there. When I put him in the front, then big blackbirds come.
But you look at that, his nest up there. See his nest?
And he go to his nest.
See his nest? His nest in a bald-headed tree.
Where is it?
See the bald-headed top of your tree?
Oh yeah, I see it. Baby, speaking of which, you gotta get them trees down.
Is deader than, let me tell you something. That tree, I mean that bird, he got a nest in a tree. That tree is bald. Let me tell you something. That's a one bald-headed tree. That tree is deader than Elvis.
We have to cut those trees down, babe.
Yeah, they gotta go. But I'm saying, but look, he up there, he just like, see now that's how our governmental program went like that. Cause you got, look hanging around his trees. The bagworms.
Them little bagworms.
They are all around everywhere with their little bags hanging down, and the bird is right there with his little nest in there. There's no sunlight to block the egg. It may just be a small, it could be a, what do they call them? This bird, almost like a genetically modified engineer bird. Yes, a genetically modified engineer. That bird could have a degree in engineer. Okay, you notice how he built this nest. There's nothing to cover the sun. So that bird can go on by his business and that sun can keep that egg warm. Don't have to sit there and keep them children. That bird can go on by his business. So it could be. You don't know. Only God can judge that bird. That bird got a whole different mindset. But that's the point that I'm making right there. Miss Donna just proved my point to this whole thing. And that is, she want the bird to sing to him, but she ain't gonna feed the bird. So the bird go over there to the neighbor, sing to the neighbor, and I asked Miss Donna, did the neighbor feed the bird? Maybe if you feed the bird will come back and sing.
I don't know, because that ain't my business.
Well, what ain't your business?
If the neighbor fed the bird.
Well, we do know they ain't singing over here today.
They been singing. They were just singing a lot. You're going to hear the birds more first thing in the morning. It's almost 4 o'clock. Yeah, we're sitting here eating. We can't even call it brunch. It's almost 4 o'clock, so you don't hear the birds as much as you do in the morning.
I don't hear them in the morning.
I hear them because you be at work, sir. I hear them in the morning. You'll hear them in the morning probably when we go for church. But very early in the morning, they be loud.
I told you those like the praise team birds. They be singing. Those I can see, I can understand. But nevertheless, that's me. So, looking through all of this, guys, I'm good with it. But I just want to know, do it seem like your bills is manifesting in abundance? Meaning, they coming in bigger sizes and they come in more consistency. Bills are almost like a pregnant woman. The frequency of the contractions, the size of the bill, and it keep coming faster and faster. And they say it when a woman.
Don't sit there and act like you know about a woman and having contractions. Well, ladies, tell them.
Was I wrong?
Don't act
Ladies.
like you know
Ladies.
about that experience.
Ladies, tell me, was I wrong?
How you know about that experience? Watching me.
Yeah, I watched you. I just watched you. I was sitting there and I said, if I could just take the pain for you. And then at that time, it was like a cramp hit my stomach. I said, don't take the pain back. I'm not doing this. It wasn't for me. So the point that I'm saying to her is like, that's what you have.
Men
guys.
wouldn't be able to survive childbearing. That the Lord
Well, why they wouldn't be?
Because y'all be crying.
We'll find a different way to do it.
Y'all would be crying and whining about it, all in pains.
Oh.
Big grown man be crying and whining about it.
All men would say the same thing. Why don't you just cut the thing out? Ain't that a lot easier?
Well, some women do have to do that have had cesareans. That's what they do.
Was it less pain?
Not if you had to go through labor.
No, but I'm saying if they cut it out cesarean, would it be less pain?
It just depends.
On what?
How some women heal. Like my sister, she's gone through cesareans. She's tried to labor to have children, but going through the cesarean, she'd rather go through the cesarean, get it over with, than to be in labor. That's what you want to do.
That's what the poem say the man gonna do. Just is this easy and faster? Can you go ahead and do that? But it'll always be that one dude. No, I want to experience it for everybody. I'm going and do it. You go ahead. You go ahead. So because my thing is,
What, the pain?
God just knew what he was doing.
Mm-hmm. I'm just seeing me push that Stephen out.
I don't want to talk about this no more, Donna. I can't talk about this no more. So
that's amazing.
It is amazing. Now, here's the point that I make with all of this, guys. What's my point?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Okay, I was making a point. I know I was making a point. Oh, I was talking about the
weak men.
No, I'm not talking about. Why I talk about a weak man? Who said something about a weak man? No, what are you talking about?
He was talking about being in labor and God knew what he was doing.
What you saying? The man ain't gonna be the man?
God, men wouldn't
Oh,
be able
wait
to
a
make it
minute.
through
You're
labor.
saying the man that don't go through labor is considered weak?
I said they wouldn't be able to go through labor because y'all would be weak and crying and whining about it.
That's me. I would be that weak dude you talking about.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's what I
ma'am.
said.
Yes, ma'am. It would be. Let me tell you something. The day just imagine me and got pregnant. The day they got the news you pregnant, man, just break down right there. Just the thought of what's got to go down. I ain't gonna do this. Oh.
And then I'm gonna tell you the one thing that was scary for me is that if you carry, when you carry the baby full term, God forbid, nothing happens ahead of time. So once you get pregnant, that baby got to come out. It ain't like I can say I changed my mind. Stephen had to come out, and it's like, oh my goodness.
Let me tell you something. He can come through the hallway, or you can open up a door. Now.
He can come through the hallway.
He come through the hallway.
Come through the hallway.
Or you can open up a door.
You can open up a door. Listen.
A doorway wide in the hallway, man. I'm going up door, man. I'm going up door. I'm just saying. Look, people. That's what it would be with me. Just, look. Look.
That's a good way to put that, baby.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing. They do have a problem because, can you imagine a man there in the block talking about pushing? Not going to do it. Pushing. Not going to do it.
And then I told him.
I ain't doing it. He going to stay right in where he at.
You remember when I told you I wanted to try natural childbirth with no epidural, and you said you would walk out and leave me in there?
I'm not going to see that. I mean, I just need to experience it.
I just want to experience
Why you want to
with no
experience?
medications.
I want to experience getting hit by an 18-wheeler one time. I just want to experience it. What? Certain stuff you look. Well, who does this?
Some women do that. I'm sure it's a lot of women in our YouTube family can chime in and say they gave birth with no medication, no epidural, none of that.
You chose?
Shout out to y'all.
You telling me you chose?
Yeah, some women choose to do that without any type of medication. That's amazing.
Are y'all into what's they call that stuff when you beat yourself up?
What? Jesus.
That's what y'all, why?
Because some women,
some
women don't even want to have that type of medication or anything in their body, and that's okay. That's their choice. That's amazing.
I'm not gonna knock you, but I am gonna ask you a question. Why?
I just told you. Women have their reasons.
You can get from one state to another state by walking. A bicycle gonna get you there faster. A car gonna get you there even faster. And an airplane to get you there the fastest. But the point I'm trying to make is, why you want to walk when you have all them other options?
Because did you not hear me? And some women, their pain tolerance is so high.
So what you just say? I was just see what I can take. Let me see what I can take.
That's such a sacred, special moment. Some women don't want all of those drugs in their bodies to deliver their child.
You take an aspirin.
I wish I could have been strong. Some women don't do any of that. Some women do not do medication, period.
You don't do nothing?
Some women and some people are like that. They don't take no medication.
You don't. I wish one of y'all guys in there would tell me you.
But think about it. My dad is that way. Daddy don't take no medication. My dad doesn't take medication, and he doesn't go to the doctor. The last time he went to the doctor was probably over 10, 12 years ago or longer, and he was so sick. And the only reason he went was because the Lord told him it was not time for him to leave here.
So
he actually went to the church to crawl up on the altar to die. But God let him know it wasn't time for him to go, so he had to go. And that's when he had that mold poison, and he had been downstairs in the basement and had been doing some digging, and he was digging in mold, and he got so sick. You remember that?
I remember, because this mold, no, seriously, this is on the real, guys. It was like a big fluffy ball of cotton candy, and he didn't know what it was. It was all around
Well, he was
the pump.
he was just in that area, and I don't know what he was
Yeah,
trying
it
to
looked
do
like a
with the
big,
pump.
it looked like a big thing of cotton candy. And right by the pump downstairs in the basement part, the unfinished part, and the water would go there in this big fluffy thing of mold, and he was doing.
He was down there messing it, and he got so sick, he didn't realize what it was.
So I remember that. Now I do remember, but here's my thing. I want to stay in tune with God, because the first bit of pain, God said, take some medicine. Yes, Lord.
Well, he didn't. He said God had to let him know it's
God
not time.
let me know too.
It's not time for you to die. So, and when I tell you he drug in that emergency room, my daddy went to the emergency room. He had on his house coat. I think that was the first time I had ever seen my dad where he had the stubble, had not shaved. He drug in there. My mom was with the house coat on and bedroom shoes, and they admitted him immediately. So that was the only medication he got. And once he got out of there, he wasn't taking no medicine. But yeah, so some people are like, and I commend those type of people that have that kind of faith, because at the end of it all, if it's that bad, the worst that can happen is that you die. To live is Christ, but to die is gain. And a lot of people have that mentality, well, God, let it take me out of here. And if that's how they believe, and they know that they are going to a better place and getting ready to meet their Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, that's amazing to me. That's amazing to me. So to all of the ladies who have delivered these babies. Now, some women were delivered like that out of force because they didn't get to the hospital in time or whatever happened. And although it was painful, because back in the day, if you didn't get the epidural by a certain time, like you reached a certain dilation, you're dilated to a certain point, it was too late for you to get it. So some women were in that situation. It was too late. They just had to bear the pain. Then you probably have those ladies that maybe was trying to get there, was in the car or at home because they wanted to labor at home and didn't get there in enough time. And by the time they got to that point where I want some medicine, it's too far. You're too far gone. And then they're able to deliver.
But they was trying to get some medicine.
But I'm saying some of them that may have been trying to get there and couldn't get there at time. Gotcha. I think even some of those ladies feel like, okay, I did it once, I can do it again, because so much can go wrong with that epidural, even with me. And the ladies can attest. They will tell you, if you have to be really still, because you can be paralyzed. You can be paralyzed if you move the wrong way while they're trying, because they're putting that in your spine.
Well, let me say this.
So
I need y'all to understand something.
I commend the ladies.
So today,
don't you make our ladies out there mad at you not listening.
No, I'm just saying.
Y'all get them if you need to.
I'm saying today. So I went, because Steven is wide open at 100 miles per hour. What he's doing, he's working, right? And so I told him, I'm going to take his call.
He was home for the weekend. What? Actually, not the whole weekend. He just came home last night. He's
so he can
go
go work
Charlotte,
and then go back to Charlotte to
work.
So here's the thing. Mm-hmm. So I went and took his car to get it inspected. I'm not used to how low his car is. I step up in my truck. So I sat down in his car. As I was getting in, my knee hit the side of his dashboard.
Oh. Did you ball up?
A grown man was in that seat crying, just
whimpering,
sitting there just begging and talking to Jesus. You should have seen it. And the guy that inspected the car was looking at me like, what for art thou crying, my friend? And so I'm sitting here like, so I'm saying that to say, why? I was looking for, look, Steve is a good kid, far as I know. I don't know what he's doing probably. So my thing is, I started scrambling through his car to see if he had any kind of aspirin. But I didn't want to find nothing that wasn't an aspirin. So I didn't look too far. So I drove home real fast with my hurt knee.
Is that why you was all solemn when you got home?
I was hurt.
I was saying, baby, what's wrong? It seemed like, Oh.
I was checking for medicine that you had that wasn't outdated. I just needed something, Donna.
That wasn't outdated. Did you get some Advil?
I didn't find it. I don't know
It's
where.
some in the drawer.
What drawer, Donna? You got a lot of drawers.
You just had to tell me. I would have got you some.
I was in such pain, Donna, but I didn't want you to think I wasn't a man.
You didn't want me to think you was wimpy
and
whining
because
you was hurting. Bless your heart.
Let me tell you something. A knot came on my knee like this, and it just looked like a little mountain.
Baby, no, that knot was already there.
Donna,
That's called your kneecap.
It grew. It grew, y'all.
That's called your kneecap. That knot was already there.
No, Donna.
Yes, it was.
It was like a ram with Eva Knievel jumping off her. I just did like this. I was going down. I hit the signal
you was
light.
falling like Donkey Ali.
The signal light said click, 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 click. I just wanted to get home, people. I just wanted to get home.
That's what was wrong with you, babe. I'm sorry that you hit your kneecap.
I did, but I stood up and I stood up. I said, I will walk again. I will walk again. And I started walking.
Did you feel embarrassed when you looked up, that man was looking at you? Were you like this, looking like this?
I did.
And then when you saw him, did you try to straighten up?
You should have saw what I said. I said, the pain.
You must have hit it hard.
You should have seen it. I'm telling you.
I'm sorry, babe.
Like that little bump on the front of your knee. Just do like that. Look like that. Y'all have anything on your knee? Y'all don't have one?
Oh, Lord, babe, don't show them your knee. Ooh,
See my
Lord Jesus. That knot right there.
Right. It's swollen.
Oh, you hit this? Yeah. Sir, if you getting in the car, you would hit on this side.
Oh, you don't know how I was getting in the car? I was getting in the car the other way.
Not how you get on the driver's side. Babe, you off the camera, babe.
They don't need to see my face.
They need to see.
They don't need to see my face.
Hey, get on the camera.
No, they don't need to see my face. No, this is what I did.
You couldn't be getting in the car and hit your knee on this
No,
side.
you can't tell me what I did. I'm just going to show you what I did. How you going to tell me? You're going to tell me I can't tell women how they can have pain.
Okay.
But you're going to tell me how I can have pain.
You right.
My pain, don't
You right. You right.
So that's what I was.
You right.
My knee.
You right.
Y'all saw my knee.
You right.
So that's my knee.
You right.
So that's what it was, my knee. I hit that thing again. They said that you told me
Are
when
you
I
looking over here on this side?
I don't know, Donna.
Please look on this side.
It had me close-sided to hit me so hard. So what they told
Please
me.
look on the left side.
They told
That's
us
where
when
the lens
we
is.
was growing up.
I hope he ain't been looking at the family on the wrong side, dog. Be like, who is he talking to?
They said when I was growing up, they said that's showing you growing. They had all kind of sayings in the hood, but it's just yeah. You ain't got one though.
If I do like that, I do.
Yeah. See, you don't have one.
I do if I do like this.
What's that right there? That look like a little. That ain't even a heel. That look like. So there go mine right there, y'all.
Is that like a big knuckle on your knee?
No, that's like where your bones click together like Legos, and if you hit it, it'll click out. And I'm telling you. So that's what happened with me, guys. So that's why I can't comprehend. If a baby came out my knee, I just stopped walking.
Why would a baby come out your knee?
I don't know, Donna. The pain was right there. It's about the same as a baby pain.
Sir, you don't know what labor pains is.
You don't know what it feel like to hit your knee like my pain is.
I don't hit my knee hard, but you don't know about them labor pains, baby.
Donna, how do you know hitting my knee hard could it be worse than labor?
No, sir.
You just said some women can walk around.
No.
Donna, I couldn't even walk when they hit my knee. I failed. I got in the car, and the first thing I just went down like this.
I said,
and I looked up, and that guy was
were
looking
you
at
acting
me.
like a little wimpy man that wanted to whine?
No, I was going down like a real dude. I was like,
Duh.
oh. And the dude spoke to me man language. He's like, I said,
Something's wrong with you. Something is wrong with
I'm
you.
just saying, men speaking different language.
What's that big thing? Y'all, we are sitting here. The door to outside is open. It's right here, and
What's
in the
that?
window. I don't know if it was a big, huge blackjack or what.
That was. Oh, what did they say the bee was?
I forgot. Was it? I think it said Carpenter Bees. And
That's what they told
if
you
we
was?
stain, because that's why they were making those holes. If we stain, because they like untreated wood, so we need to stain our gates. We need to stain our whole fence. And thank you to all of you all that commented about the trees.
Oh yeah.
Honey, you know, Miss Jenny texted me. She told me, "Girl, donate that tree." But how huge that the trees get. Somebody mentioned with the pecan tree that it can cause rodents and stuff. I guess y'all was like, them trees are too big. We really don't have the space here. It can affect, because the roots get so big. But us reading the paperwork, I think we kind of, and I'm pointing over here, honey, because they still sitting right here. They're in that moistened paper. Somebody mentioned planting at the church. Have y'all not seen the church and all those big, huge oak trees we already have? We don't need another tree.
We have the pin oaks.
We've been cutting them down. Yes.
We have the pin oaks. And those are the ones with the little small leaves. And they just get in everything. So now I don't want no more trees out there. Matter of fact, I'll take out some trees.
Oh, I forgot. They do have those little bitty leaves. Yeah, we've had a couple of the trees at the church cut down because they are huge. And then when it's rain or there's a storm, we go out there, branches are everywhere. And our church is surrounded by those trees. So we don't need any more. We don't need any more there. But we appreciate y'all. Anytime we need to know something, we can throw it out there, and one of y'all gonna know something.
Somebody knows something about something. I know a guy to know a guy. Now, trust me, I know a guy. So we need to know. I ask, and y'all have answers. So no, none of those trees gonna go up in my yard. There's some big trees.
And I was talking about how pretty my rose bushes are. I was very intentional about when I did my office, wardrobe room, studio room, all of the above. I'm sitting there by the window and I see nothing but that retainer wall. I even tried to get close up to the window because that side of the house too has my rose bushes that are up front. I can't see any of them. So I'm thinking that I may want to take the rose bushes all the way down that wall, because I want something pretty to look at when I'm looking out the window. I thought about doing that. I also thought about doing another one of the dogwood trees.
No, I'm going to ask a question. How do you get a blue rose bush?
We probably can order one. We just have to find a company.
Well, who do y'all know?
Because I showed you that one that had what was it, orange? It was like a coral rose bush. If you guys know of any reputable companies, I know that there's a company called Fast Growing Trees. I've been out there looking. I wish I can remember where I ordered, because my rose bushes that I showed you guys that are on the retainer wall over that way, I ordered those roots from somewhere, and I can't remember. I was even trying to research to see if something would come up. I was looking at something like, was it QVC Home Shopping Network, something like that I was looking at years ago. And when I ordered those roses, it's just the roots. So,
but I like the yellow ones. They had yellow roses.
So I need to
and
add
the blue roses. I always thought a rose was just red. But then they have the pink ones. You got the pink ones.
I alternated pink and red, pink and red.
See, I like to alternate just because you love the colors. Multiple colors of all of. I don't know. Is it?
So you want a multiple color? Like I wanted a rose garden. You want like multiple color roses.
So are they seeds or are they roots you put in the ground?
It depends. Those two right there, and I'm looking out the window, you guys. These two are on the side near the gate, near the fence. Mom gave those to me, your mama. She said one was me and one was my mama. We got those from Lowe's. Okay. And those are just the knockout roses. And I guess they've gotten so huge this year because I usually trim them. I've not trimmed them in a while, and I don't think I want to trim them. I love them. They are so pretty.
Well, I want the multiple color roses because I want to.
When you say multiple color, you mean in one bush or like a yellow rose, a blue rose?
Yeah, when I say yellow rose, blue, but okay, you get a yellow rose and a blue rose and a red rose. I'll put them all in the same hole.
Them all together. That may make it too. Cause look at those are two the two bushes from Mama, and I had them at least a good. I don't know how far this is.
About 3 feet.
I had them planted this far apart, and you see how they were growing. I wouldn't want to choke them out. I think that would be too close.
Well, I guess I want to see them all come in together. They look like a bush and all of them right in there together.
But they wouldn't be mixed up like that. You would see the clump of yellow, the clump of red, or the clump of
Well, not
You know,
those
just-
because the ones your pink ones and stuff seem to be running into each other.
But you can see them. I alternated them. You can see pink, red, pink, red. Only reason you don't see it here because those were both 2 red rose bushes. I thought you meant putting them together so. Like those, you see the pink and the red, but are you talking about like if we had blue, yellow, and red? Let's just say blue, yellow, and red. You want them mixed up together, or you just want them where they're tight together?
Yeah, it's like they all grow like a bunch of cousins that stay together. They just all weave.
Well,
together.
see, I don't. They won't weave. See, those didn't weave. They don't weave like that. They're gonna grow where they are, and you'll be able to see the different colors.
That's got to be if you what's okay.
You
The
know
question I'm
what?
asking
If
is
you
what's
did
the
that,
closest?
You can pull a branch over that.
I
way,
guess
maybe.
what's the closest
You can
plant them without choking them out?
I don't know. And I do think too, with the colored roses, like rather than the normal colors, you're talking about blue and those. I'll look for some, but I think they're going to be more pricey too, which is fine because you remember when I showed you that coral rose bush. Was that bush about $75 or $100? Like you can pick these up $14.99. I'm just guessing now, $15 or something at Lowe's. I haven't purchased roses in years because I've not needed to. But back then when we purchased, they may have been about $15 per little bucket. I don't know what they are now.
Can't you take like one part and plant it?
Long time ago, I did some research on that too because I do think I want more roses everywhere. And it's some kind of way you can do that, especially after we take these trees down. I'm looking at the door again. I think this year definitely, if possible, babe, needs to be the year. Those trees look terrible.
Yeah,
and I know I've been holding on to them so far because it's although as terrible as they look, it still gives me a little privacy from.
Yes, let me tell you something. This ain't no shade to nobody.
Make sure, honey.
I'm making sure. This ain't no shade to nobody. But our trees is like a man his hairline. He keep combing his hair forward. But the hairline start back here now. Sometimes you gotta just let go and let God. You just gotta let go and let God.
Well, babe, I'm waiting on you. You gotta get them cut down, babe.
I gotta wait till that bird move out.
Yeah, wait till the bird hatches.
Yeah, you gotta.
But you can be working on the other trees because they look terrible.
Well, you don't know.
We have held on to them as long as we can.
Yeah, that's so terrible. They are terrible.
Oh no, you let me get a hold to. Where is my saw, babe? Where is my saw? You come home, I be done cut them down.
I know you will.
Lucy
been on
Lucy will work it out.
Tree been on fell over here on the porch and everything. so no.
I be all up under the tree, be like, Rob, what the hell?
But no, I'm gonna take them out because we had a plan to put. Well, we're going back to the outside. We're gonna get ready because we're going back to the outside.
And we gotta let our family go. We've been talking.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
For a while.
How long have we been talking to y'all?
I don't know because I stopped the camera a couple times. How long is this clip?
I can't see. It's in the red.
You can't see it, babe. Babe, you need glasses.
37 minutes.
Please tell me you lying. No, that's 27.
I thought it was.
So yeah, it's probably close to an hour, if not an hour, because I can't remember. I can't remember how long the clips were before we started this. Anyway, we just enjoy talking to you all. Feel like y'all sitting right here at the table with us.
Thank you guys for letting us know with that tree because man, I would have planted a big oak tree.
Because I was gonna do more research. No, sir.
Well, thank you. I appreciate y'all for the research y'all gave. So we got rid of them so the rodents.
No, we didn't get rid of them.
When I say we gonna get rid of them, it's the same
okay.
thing. Y'all ain't even here. So, they gave them away free, and free I'm gonna give them away. Freely I received, and freely I'm gonna give. So that's what we're gonna do, sitting them wherever they go. But I need a tree. What's the name of a tree? No, serious.
I want some more.
What's some trees? I tell you what. Please tell me this. What trees are like the what are those trees called right there?
I think those are like the cedar trees, but a lot of them get the disease and have the
What's more resilient but don't get no
ones.
taller than the cedar trees? Maybe like 10 feet, 12 feet max.
I don't mind them getting taller as long as the roots not going. I don't mind them getting taller.
Right, but they're resilient. We need something that's resilient. That these bad ones. And I remember way back when you had that, you filmed them, and we didn't know it looked like the ground was moving, and we didn't know what it was.
It looked like the ground was moving. We saw them things in the trees. I ain't seen no ground moving. I wouldn't have been out there.
No, we was on the ground. We were looking at the ground. You filmed it, and you let the family see it.
I wasn't filming the ground moving.
Yes, you did, because I could not figure out why was the ground moving. It looked really. Do y'all remember that? If you guys been with us,
I remember I recorded it. Now, unless one failed, we may have been looking at it, but no, I don't. We weren't talking about
it looked like the whole ground was moving.
Baby, it wasn't that many down there on the ground.
Donna, we didn't even know what it was. We thought the thing, and I thought my eyes was playing tricks, and the thing was moving. And Steven was saying the same thing. Man, I'm telling you, the family.
It's the video out there. I'll go
the
back
family
and
will
look.
tell you it looked like the ground was moving. Because we couldn't figure it out for the life of us.
It was creepy.
It was really creepy. That's the point I'm making. So where did they come from? Is what I wanted to know.
And even them little, it's like the little cypress. Is that what you call it? The little low bushes I planted. You see, they got a hold to them too. So we just need to get rid of them. But I would love another tree if we don't do something else over there we talked about doing.
Right. I would like to do that. I really would like to do that.
But it just needs something fast growing.
Yeah, you need that that can grow. And usually that's what's the Christmas trees they call them? Like the Christmas tree. Why they don't catch them?
I don't know what it is, but it's just terrible. And it's to a point now, every time I see those kind of trees and I see part of them dead, I'd be like, ooh, them little bagworms getting a hold of the
It's like they
trees.
suck all the life out the tree, and the tree just laying there like, man.
It's terrible.
So it's terrible. So I would like to, I just need something that's resilient, that's not going to grow a mile high. Something I'll take 12 feet, 15 feet max, but 12 feet, and to be able to say, okay. Yeah. Well, I told you Christmas 12 trees. So the Christmas tree is like 12 trees.
Our trees
12 feet.
12 foot.
Yeah, so 12-foot Christmas tree. So yeah.
I'm looking. Yeah, we looking at the wall where we put the tree. They may think, are they looking at the Christmas
So
tree?
12 to 15.
We're looking at the wall where we put the Christmas
You're
tree.
trying to measure it. So
Trying
12, so a 15-foot max, but something that's resilient that can take that bugs and stuff ain't gonna just. I thought termites was the problem.
And it's so funny too, for those of you that have been here a long time, if you remember when we went to the sale at Reynolda Gardens, baby, you remember we bought those 4 trees. I can't remember the name of them. I think I have the tags somewhere. 2 of the 4 trees survived. I don't know what happened to the other tree. And he was like, because we were looking for something that wasn't needy. You don't need to have to water it every day. In the beginning, you need to water it. That's why I love roses. Rose bushes are so resilient. But 2 of those trees survived. The other 2 didn't. So those 2 can stay out there. I think we chopped down or got rid of the other ones. And I don't know what made those 2 survive and the other ones didn't. But something that's easy to care for, because I can't, unless you figure out a way to get me water in the back, because I don't like having to unlock the Taj Mahal, all those locks and stuff you have on the gate to get to the water hose every day. That's how come my little vegetable garden I had a long time ago didn't last, because it was too much of a headache trying to get to the.
So we got a water thing on this side.
It was too much of a headache trying to get to the water to water it every day. I'm like, I'm not unlocking all this stuff every day to water.
I'm saying you got the water faucet on this side
and then this one.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, all right.
So if I can figure out a way to do that, we might consider. I think I was going to say I might consider some tomatoes or something simple. Anyway, y'all, was that all? It seemed like it was something else I was going to tell you guys and I forgot. I think we're going to have some pretty weather sometime next week. So I think I'm ready. The pollen has calmed down. So I think I'm ready to get back outside, because again, here we are. I have my shears here, my drapes, and the pillows over there for outside. I'm just ready to kind of get out there and get some cleaning done to the patio, so our patio will look pretty again. Maybe somebody will come outside. I tried to, just like now. I said, baby, it's pretty outside. Let's go do breakfast on the patio. He want to go out there.
Because the pollen's still flying around. I was standing outside talking to her, and I did like this. And she was like, you okay? The pollen flew in my eyes. And no, then she goes outside and come back in. She grabbing her eyes like this. Who wants
You know why that pollen fell? Because you went out there and you opened the louvers and all that stuff is sitting up there is falling. Remember, that's when I did that, after you opened the louvers, and I was standing there and I did that, because all that stuff was falling because you open the louvers.
But Donna, I don't want no carpet growing on my biscuit when I'm eating. Because when all that pollen fall, it look like a green carpet right on your biscuit.
Babe.
I'm not eating it. I'm not gonna eat it. So no. So in a couple of weeks when the pollen decides it all's gonna fall, it's gonna fall, and knocking the door is evidenced by my car not being green. So
well, you know what we need to do?
I gotta go wash the vehicle.
Oh, you sure do.
Oh, that was.
You forgot about that, didn't you? But you know what we need to do? I need to just spray off the patio first. This is what I need to do before I take my curtains and pillows back out there. We need to spray it off and watch it for a few days, see if the pollen is still settling like that. Because if it is, I need to wait a little bit longer, I guess.
I gotta go wash this vehicle.
Well, baby, don't do it. Just run it through and just dry it.
You know, a man don't do a car like that. A man gonna take care of detail of the vehicle.
Okay.
Make sure it's clean.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, I just want to make sure if any man see you driving your truck, girl, they gonna look at it and be like,
she got a man.
she got a real
She got a real good husband. And do.
She got a strong man, because the way that thing detailed, or she know a detail shop, that's something. Because I'm gonna tell you the truth, if any man come up after you, Donna,
yes.
Oh, and by the way, I don't know who you was that made that comment.
You're so silly.
I don't know which one of you.
Made what comment, babe?
Which one of you Afro-American?
You crazy.
One of you
How you know it was a man?
karate expert. Start with the N. I don't know which one are you.
A ninja.
Yeah.
What is it? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
I don't know which one you was.
How you know it wasn't a woman?
No, I know the way a man make a comment.
What comment are you talking about?
He know what he said.
Don't nobody know what they talking. Don't nobody know what you talking about.
He know what I'm talking about.
Why they make the comment when I was dressed up?
What, Donna, you let me.
When I was dressed up, babe.
Her
You
truck.
talking about my photo shoot? I had a comment down there.
Her truck is washed. That letting you know something.
She got a man.
Okay.
How you know? It could have been a woman that made that comment, baby.
Okay. I'm just saying. To you too. To you too. Everything is prospering. Don't let me put these paws on you.
Oh, you got paws now. We both have paws.
Don't let me put them paws on you. Telling you. Sometimes you can just watch a cat just give a 3-piece for you and realize you're eating. Don't let me put these paws on you.
Can't nobody compliment your wife?
Yeah, you can compliment her.
Well, that's what they did.
But you compliment her in a negative form. Just
That wasn't no negative form.
neutral. That's the one I'm looking at. Neutral form. That wasn't neutral. That was your ungodly funny.
He said what he meant. He meant what he said.
You ungodly funny looking dude. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you two things.
Now, you know everybody want to know what comment was this, Miss Donna? What they say?
One thing, Donna, I'm letting him know.
Then you gonna
This
rock
my fair
it.
warning to you. This is my fair warning to you.
You better get your tail out there and watch them trucks.
Tell you what, my knee may be hurting. My knee may be hurting. But I'll tell you one thing. I got a good one. I got one good one. And that's that one I'll make sure that foot goes straight as I'm walking forward. I'm telling you, people be pushing me. They don't know me, Donna.
Well, baby, didn't you think I looked pretty that day?
Yes, you did.
Well,
Donna.
other people did too.
Well, Donna, look now.
You be getting sweet comments from the little mothers that be talking about how handsome you are.
Thank you, Mama.
Oh, you can get compliments, but I can't.
That's Mama.
Huh?
That's Mama.
Well, some of them might not be mothers.
They're mothers. They're mothers.
You know they're mothers.
They're mothers. They're mothers. I am done, guys. I appreciate the time. I gotta go
You
watch
are
this.
silly.
I gotta go watch this. Man, I forgot all about this. Now that's gonna throw my time to watch the truck.
Watch the truck, baby. Let them know you got a man. I got a man.
I gotta take
got a
a
man,
shower.
baby. I
gotta
got a
cut my
man.
hair. All this before the movie starts. And I gotta
We trying to
prepare.
have movie night tonight, y'all.
Trying to, and I'm trying. I gotta prepare my money.
I love you. Listen, if you enjoy the video, listen.
the nosy.
We gotta go. Listen, if you enjoy the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed, please
Hit the nosy. That's that notification bell, and that lets you know everything that we have going on over in here.
over in here.
Over in here.
Thank you all so much for watching. We already look forward to you joining us again next time.
Did you hear Pop?
Bye. I did hear your knee pop.
Donna, it's out of place right now.
Sit down,
Donna,
babe.
I gotta move forward. You gotta keep it moving. It's like
Gotta move forward.
It's like
I can't turn around. I gotta move forward. I gotta reach higher ground. Oh, I can't stop. No matter what the cost. Serve the Lord each day.
Hey, let me go get this thing.